See most of the Wildland hand tools used in fighting wildland fires.
Had a big firestorm in 1910. It took out most of northwest Montana and northern Idaho. It's one of the reasons that white pine, or the white pine tree species, is this close to being endangered, because that was its habitat. Pretty much nuked them. Anyway, during those fires, there was a ranger named Ed Pulaski, and he took his crew because they were totally cut off, but he knew where there was an old mine shaft. And he took his crew into this mine shaft and he held them there at gunpoint. He had 2 of them ran off on him and they died. But he got everybody else out and they survived. And after that, one of the people who had been on the crew was a blacksmith. Took a double-bitted axe and he created that and he named it the Pulaski. And it is basically unchanged since then.
No need to change perfection.
That's right. There is something called, I don't know what it's officially called, people call it a Super Pulaski. It's basically a Pulaski, but the adze head is about that wide. And it's heavier. People think it takes a bigger bite, but yeah, it takes a bigger bite out of you when you're carrying the damn thing.
You don't see them very much. I've only seen them once in a while, just somebody else's
Shot crews have them sometimes, but yeah, a few of them, but yeah, they're pretty much, I think they were kind of a fad tool. There is another tool called a rhino. You do see those a lot. We don't have one of those. And that's on a double-bitted axe handle. And what that is somebody took a shovel, cut it off right here, and then took it and took this part and then welded it at a 90 and then ground it flat. Those are kind of cool.
What does it do?
It's for digging line. Kind of works like a Pulaski that way, but then you've also got a little shelf that you can kind of pick up dirt, but yeah. And fire shovels are supposed to be sharpened on the edges, and this one is. It's just a little rusty. Because you can do a lot more with them than
Cutting
dig.
and shit like that.
It's a Combi Tool, or combination tool. It's an entrenching tool with long handles. And it has it's pretty much for, you know, for the chief to lean on. Some people really like them, some people really hate them. And then there's the McCloud. This has kind of limited use, but sometimes, like I said, in the ground like this, it can be useful for being able to dig. This edge is sharpened to a point. It's beveled, so you can cut a little bit with it. And otherwise, it's a big rake.
So if you're doing duff, what tool are you going to grab? Pulaski?
I'm always going to grab a Pulaski. You can actually get a wider swath with that than you think. We'll get to that in a few minutes, how you use them though. This will work. The main thing you can do with this is going along behind where there's already line, and you can kind of clean and widen the line a bit with this. It's a fairly limited use in the Northwest. This is a swatter.
Also known as a flapper.
Or flapper.
I've used that way too many times.
Okay, you know how that works.
Except we had to use horse mats, and they're about 5 times the weight. And
But they cover a bigger area.
but it worked. We had grass fires, you know, back home in pastures.
You can actually kill a lot of fire. You kind of do more this number than actually doing this, because that was blow shit around. But
See, they were 4 times as long, and we just drug it
yeah,
as fast as you can drag it, and it'd go up. But the weight of the stall mat was, but we grabbed what we had. We didn't have to. Okay, go drill 2 holes and tie to the back of the tractor.
that's no good carrying line. Okay, 2 ways to, everything has a way you want to carry it. I need something else. There's 2 accepted ways to carry a Pulaski. Morgan, would you show both of those?
I always carried it this way. I don't know the other way.
I'm going to come over there and kick your ass.
Come kick my ass.
Oh. This had to happen.
Oh yeah. Okay. Best way to carry Pulaski is how he's got it. Or any of your hand tools, really. The other way is one-handed with the point down. Remember when I said the biggest hazard you have are slips, trips, and falls? You always want to have control of the tool so you don't land on it. And if you really feel yourself going, if you've got a good grip on it, you can A, use it to catch yourself, or B, just chuck the damn thing and go find it after you get back up. Same thing with a McCloud. McClouds, yeah, you still have an edge here, but if you do land on it, you're better off to land on that than on that. So there again, like that. And the same thing with the shovel. With the shovel, you want to carry it with the point down as you're going along. You almost never want to carry tools over your shoulder, because if you do fall on it, then you're looking at nuking yourself up around here. There's two exceptions to that.
Which is the chain.
What? Swamper carry.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're doing that, you've got that fuel tank is between you and the head, so even if you fall on it, you're not going to cut yourself with it. And the other one is with the chainsaws, because that can go over your shoulder. Now we've got these nice little covers on our chainsaws, because the place on a chainsaw you can get yourself is with the dogs. The other place you can hurt yourself with a chainsaw is if you've been running it. This power head, and this is the muffler, which is really, really hot. So you got two things. One, you can use your the strap on your gear, kind of helps, but they also make a pad that goes on there for when you're carrying it, because you're carrying it like that.
Time your dispatch is 11:04.
So that's kind of the best way to carry hand tools. And I guess we want to pick a spot and go dig a little bit of line. Anybody?
Throwing down the gauntlet.